Um, in your novels, in your short stories, and in your books, you explore heroes and villains. Which one of those do you prefer to write about? And is the method of writing for a good guy versus writing for a villain the same or different?
Which do I enjoy writing about most? I quite enjoy writing about villains. I mean, I think that's a little bit obvious, really, because I suppose for villains, more often than not, they tend to be the most they tend to be the most interesting in any story where you've got good guys, bad guys, because the story, in my view, the story probably rests on how good the villain is, and because unless you've got a really good villain, there's no one for the protagonist to bounce off, in terms of the dynamic. So I really do enjoy writing villains, but I think the trick for villains is giving them a sense of depth rather than having them like sort of the stereotypical, sociopath or psychopath or that kind of stuff. It's about giving them a really good sense of depth in terms of what happened to them in the past and how that influenced the way they are now. And if you can do it properly, and I'm not saying I can, I've just been told that, on occasions, people feel that my villains, they can connect with the villains and they can, to a degree, empathize with why they've become the way they have been, even though they're abhorrent as people and they do abhorrent things, that they can still connect with those characters. So yeah, so it is villains. I do enjoy writing them, but I also like writing really strong um, protagonists, and they tend to be. I don't know what it is, but they tend to be more um, books. They tend to be female characters. My female characters tend to come to the fore. They're either at the fore, or they tend to, as the progress of some stories, they tend to come to the fore. So yeah, I know I have no reason. I don't understand why that is. That's what happens during the course of a story, and I think sometimes that can happen. You can start off with um, a loose idea about where the story's going, and then suddenly a character can come to the fore, and then it's almost as if that character can't start to dictate where the story needs to go. I'm a firm believer that you need to go with that. If the story is moving in that direction, then go with it. You can still stay within the parameters of what I guess the storyline is, but you still, I tend to go with that. If it feels right, I run with this. So yeah, so it is villains, and but I do like strong female protagonists. So I enjoy writing those. Yeah.